Hey guys, it's Lotti again. I'm sitting here in Oberhausen at the PAGANFEST festival at the Turbinenhalle Oberhausen. And besides me, two members of the band HEIDEVOK. Hi, first of all.
Hello.
Hey. HEIDEVOK, the name mentions that you are folk and folk metal band from the Netherlands, but maybe you can tell to the people outside your names and your part in the band so they know who I'm talking to.
Yes, sure. Yeah, my name's Jacco. I'm one of the singers of HEIDEVOK.
And you can say you're Jacco Bühnebeest.
Yes, I am. Jacco Bühnebeest. That's the name.
I am Rowan Roodbaert and I'm the bass player and backing vocals of HEIDEVOK.
Cool. And you're around for more than 20 years now as a band.
Oh yeah.
As I mentioned before, I've done some interviews, for example, with your former, I think, guitar player.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is the first time we meet in person. Besides maybe taking some pictures.
In 20 years, and this is the first time.
Yeah, I've seen shows of you and took pictures, but you probably didn't see me.
Oh, so it's our fault. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Well, that set the tone.
No, I'm sad over the interview. No, just kidding. And I can say I love the music for as long as I know you. I think it's 2008, 2009.
Okay, yeah.
So
with the Valhalla period. Yeah.
This was when I came into your music and into pagan metal as well. And so maybe you can tell me what's the special thing about your kind of metal? How would you describe this to someone who never heard of you?
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, we are in the genre of folk and pagan metal, though we have folky melodies, we have folky stuff, but I think also HEIDEVOK is a lot about the lyrics, which are partly folklore, partly about history and about nature, which makes it like really folk and pagan. And I think our music is always going in a bit of different directions, but I think there are a few things at the core that's there's some black metal at the core, there's some heavy metal at the core. And in the very first stuff there was also like a very punky rhythms, you know, for example Saxonland and etc.
Yeah, that's what I like because I'm somehow a punk head as well, metal and gothic and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's another thing that connects us. So you're from the Gelderland.
Yeah.
And I'm born in Gelderland. So this maybe you can tell me a little bit. I think the Gelderland folklore, for example, as well is something you mention in your music and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have literal Gelderland folklore about how it came to be, but also a lot about the value. It is the most beautiful part of the Netherlands, and a lot of the value is in Gelderland.
Yeah, I must agree. I mean, I'm import actually. I don't even live in Gelderland at the moment. I'm from the other side of the country. I'm from Rotterdam. But you know, in my heart, this is the place where I actually live. You know, this is the surrounding that I feel at home in most. So yeah, that connects me to that part.
But have you been to Gelderland someday? To the city of Gelderland?
To Gelderland, yes. I've been to that city, and I know a little bit about the history and about the. I think it was an earl over there, and we had this is like a side story, but a few years ago, we were at the grave of was Maat van Rosmalen or was it Karel van Gelder? Karel van Gelder, which is like the Duke of Gelderland. And with there was like a dinner with the lineage of Karel van Gelder, the heirs that are still alive today, two very old people from Gelderland. And we played the song Karel van Egmond, Hertog van Gelder for them in an acoustic way. That was a very special moment.
Yeah. And there's a story about how Gelderland, the city was built, fighting a dragon and stuff. Yeah. So I think there's also some mythology in your lyrics and stuff.
Yes,
absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
Good. And we can't tell the whole story, but maybe to the people outside, more than 20 years now, 2002 I think.
Yeah, 2002, yeah.
So maybe you can tell at least 2 or 3 important turning points since then. What happened?
Well, it all started out with a few guys who wanted to make like a metal band, like a Viking, folky metal band. This was, for example, Sabas. And then we had Joris, who wanted to make a Viking choir. So then our drummer back then, Joost, he said, okay, I talked to you both. Let's combine you two.
And then it merges.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we came up with more than one singer. Well, in the beginning, it was actually even 4 singers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was a singer back then with the choir vocals. And well, it came from there, and then we did tijdens is geboren, wacht, uit oude grond, and we did some amazing European tours. I think 2010 was the first HEIDEVOK tour, so the first pagan HEIDEVOK thing that was for us. And after 2013, 2015, a few of the band members left, and then Jacco came in. 10 years already now.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
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 Almost 2 days. 10
yes,
years.
Exactly.
Anniversary now.
Yes, this is back my anniversary. I started in 2015 on a PAGANFEST as a stand-in for one of the singers, and I ended up staying with the band. So, yeah.
So it's PAGANFEST brings everything together again, you know, and that was the Veluwe period. Then we did Vuur van Verzet in 2018, which was a little bit more rough, a little bit more harsh vocals, and we survived Corona afterwards. Let's skip those years.
The last time we are using this word in this interview.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're back with Wederkeer, and actually we are writing a new album now, which we're going to record in 2025. So
Cool. So maybe you can tell a little bit. Wederkeer is like like being back again. Is the core topic of this, or
yes, it's a bit of both. It's us coming back after this difficult period, you know, where live music was virtually non-existent, and it's also about the reflection of turning inwards and look for where you are, where you stand, where you come from, what's important to you.
Yes, what are your core values? Yeah,
exactly. So it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I mean we've all seen that during this. Well, I will not call the name again, but during this period there was a lot of divide in the people, and people were either against something or for something. And people were just triggered by everything, you know, and there was so much stress. I mean, daily death tolls and that kind of stuff, you know, and it was really important for people to also turn inwards and to say, why am I thinking like this? Is it necessary that I have to have an opinion on anything? So we invited people to take a step back.
Know what I mean? I think this is even nowadays a big problem, the people divided and being really, really, really hard in their decisions and their meanings.
Polarization.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned, Wederkeer is from 2023, so new material is coming.
Yes.
And I think this won't be about this topic again. So what's now coming? What is the difference? What are you writing about? What will be the core topics of this one?
I think we cannot tell you the main topic yet.
Okay.
So that's...
We're not going to. We're going to keep you in suspense.
Yeah.
So we have to talk again when it's...
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, but we are writing the music and lyrics right now, and I think, there's a lot of things that go back to the core of folk metal, but we bring it also in a way that HEIDEVOK evolved right now.
Yeah,
so,
okay. And it's a lot of to and froing now for ideas, you know, see where we end up, you know, when we all have our inputs and see where it lands. So yeah, it's a very interesting time.
Yep.
So will you play some of the new material tonight, or at the PAGANFEST?
That's way too early for that. Yeah.
It could be, for example, one song or something, but
no, we're not going to that.
No, sorry.
But is this something you sometimes do, trying out songs before you release them, or is it
actually we
that
never
you know?
do? No, actually we never do tryouts. We just, you know, we make the record, and after that, you know, we're trying to promote that as much as we can, of course, but we like to keep that, you know, for after the release.
Yeah, I think that nowadays most bands do that. You know, back in the days we played every song that we were still going to record. We played it live because, you know, that was then we had like a big set without having too many albums. I think Wacht, every song of that we played live, but
nowadays it's such a hard choice.
And the production is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So at the end of recording an album, you know how the song, is supposed to be. So,
But how difficult is it? I think, how many albums do you have now?
I think this is going to be number 8 that we're writing.
And so you have lots of material, and you have, I think, 40 minutes of set. So how difficult is it to set up a set, and how do you discuss it? Or is there someone of you who says, okay,
this is completely killing all your darlings and just leaves a few of them alive? As much as we would like to earn all the songs that everyone wants to hear, the songs that we would really like to do, some deep cut stuff, you really can't. I mean, you've got 40 minutes set that we have right now. So you try to make decisions based on what we want to do and what the audience wants to hear. Make a good amalgamation between that.
Yeah, and it's also important to realize that this is a 40-minute, but it's a useful 40 minutes because this is a festival. When we play our own shows, we play like 100 to 105 minutes. We have a metal set and we have an acoustic part in it as well, so we can do anything we want. Still, with 20 songs, it's still a little bit of discussion. Can we do this? I would like to do this. But then again, if you come to a headliner show, there will be like a lot more.
Yeah. And I think most headliner shows are somehow to promote, for example, the new album.
Yeah.
So we have lots of the new stuff and then put in the hits, for example, the things people like.
Yeah, but also we also put in, we brought back some songs. For example, we are now playing Boot aan Heerst a lot. Tonight we're going to play the first song of our first album, so HEIDEVOLK. So we want also something of the old things to return a little bit. And it's nice for fans as well.
Yeah, for sure.
The stuff is always a little bit on rotation. There's always the mainstays that you'll, very likely to play all the time. And then you try to, put in some other things that are interesting for both audiences, for me.
Yeah. And I think at least the old fans always love to listen to older stuff. They came into your band music, yes. And maybe you can tell me a little bit, as this is PAGANFEST, so what does pagan mean to you? I think your name, HEIDEVOK, is like heathen, like Heide.
Almost. It is Heide.
Heide.
Yeah.
That's why it is.
Yeah.
Maybe the undergrowth.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there was a discussion in the beginning if it would be HEIDEVOK or HEIDEVOK, and eventually we chose for HEIDEVOK.
Okay, so but pagan still is something. Do you live somehow special as a pagan, or is it just the musical style?
It is much of a musical style. It's also a little bit of a feeling, a realization. It's not so much religious as all of us are experiencing that in
different ways.
Completely different ways, which is the beauty of it, because you can do that within, the whole umbrella called, paganism or whatever. Yeah. It basically means not Christian or not Islam or whatever. Exactly. It's something else, and everyone can fill that in the way he learns, the way he or she wants to.
Yeah,
that's how I see that.
Oh yeah, I see it exactly the same way. I mean, for me, paganism is not a religion. I'm not a fan of a religion, so having paganism as a religion instead would be like, oh, what, But I really like the old stories, the old ways, and because they are more in tune with nature.
Exactly.
And sometimes realizing that you are a part of nature is very important, because as humans we tend to think, our houses, our cities, that we build upon nature are the reality, but nature will show you, it will claim it back.
Yeah.
So
when we are not anymore as mankind, nature in 700 years nobody would know that if
nature doesn't care.
Existed.
No. Yeah. It will survive us all. Absolutely.
And to be more part of that nature and the whole circle, it's an important realization also for mental health.
And this is something you talk about, for example, in the backstage or tours, that you have somehow philosophical discussions, or is it more that you say, okay, we're here to party, to have a good time?
We sometimes do. Usually it's around the writing process of the songs here that we would get to connect on those kind of levels.
Yeah.
And that's also where I think it's the most important part to discuss these kind of things, because this is where you create the stuff that you want to put out as a band.
Yeah.
And furthermore, I mean, it's fine if we're all, a bit individualistic about how we see stuff and handle stuff. But when you make music together, you have to find this, this common ground And this is where the discussions play, usually.
Yeah. What do you mean? Cool. And we will come to an end now because I have to do many interviews today, and you have to go on stage soon, I think, and soon, but not too late. So, but maybe you can tell me, how do we prepare now? What's important to you to get into the right mood to get on stage? And
well, getting dressed is the first part.
No, it's drinking loads of beer, vodka, tequila, whatever, like being fucking wasted on stage. And
because that's exactly what we do.
No. Well, actually, nowadays we are a little bit older, and we drink. we drink a nice beer, but when we're on stage, we're in the HEIDEVOLK mode, which is serious, and it's partying, and it's energy, and that is one of the most important things. That you want to give everyone that energy, and you will receive it back. So, but after 40 minutes, you're like, oh, we're just getting started.
Yeah, we're just warmed up. Let's go. Oh, wait, it's the end of the set again. Yeah.
But the good thing about this, for 40 minutes, we have a lot of time to have a beer with fans afterwards. We always are at the merchandise stand, having a beer with fans, making pictures, etc. We need to connect with them as well, because for us, it's also 30 days of touring.
It's give and take.
Yes, yeah. And that means that we also want to have like a lot of fun with people.
Yeah,
that's what we did.
Totally understand. Maybe we can have some beer afterwards as well, as when I've done my work and
absolutely. And we've done work. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you for your plans for the rest of the year, but probably it's like songwriting, like working on the album and finishing it.
A few festivals, and then a lot of songwriting, and recording, and we definitely plan some shows, between it, because this is a thing with HEIDEVOLK where, even though we are writing, we need a few shows, to feel alive, to play the stuff that we want to play. So, yeah.
And then when the album is finished, or when we meet again, we can get a little bit deeper into it. For today, do we have some greetings, some message to the people outside before we finish?
Sure. I mean, we're here at this Pagan Fest. We're having a blast of a time. If you have a chance to come see this festival or us, be sure to be there. Absolutely.
Definitely do, because this Pagan Fest 2025, already we have 3 shows in now. This is show number 4. It's bigger than ever. I mean, all the bands are there. These are all original Pagan Fest bands, and we have all grown a little bit. You've seen this. We all did our headlining tours. But this tour, I mean, it's friends, it's fun, and it's great music. So be there.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to the show.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great band. And bye-bye. Cheers.